Good evening. Today is Thursday, April 15th, 2021, and the time is 6:30 p.m. The meeting of the City of Greensburg Redevelopment Commission is called to order. At this time, please silence your electronic devices. If everybody would stand, we'll begin our meeting with the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table in the back of the room. Roll call. Judy, would you conduct roll call, please?
Ken Dornich.
Present.
Jamie Humphrey. Present. Darrell Foley. Darren Burkhart.
Present.
David Weigel.
Present.
Mark Bauer.
Present.
Thank you. Approval of minutes. We received our minutes from our March 18th meeting. Hopefully everybody's had a chance to review them. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing no corrections, if there's not any corrections, they stand approved as presented. Moving on to old business, item number 1. First speaker is Mr. May, the city engineer. He has several updates for us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Veterans Way Phase 2, we are seeing a little more activity that had gone on for the last couple of months. The modular block wall is nearly complete. Our contractor has moved on to starting the construction of temporary pavement on the, I'll call it northeast side of the new road in anticipation of being able to move traffic closer to First Financial and then starting to reconstruct the road on the opposite side of the street. I believe they still have a little bit of storm sewer piping to put in the ground. They have completed the demolition of the old concrete building. That pile of concrete rubble has been hauled off of the site at this time. If the weather continues to cooperate, I anticipate seeing good progress now.
Great.
Questions?
Next, I guess.
The capital improvement plan and program is now complete. And I have for you this evening the final copy of the report. And I will tell you that when you look at it, it will look very much like the last draft. We're going to ask you more than one.
But it didn't change much, Ron?
I'm sorry?
Did not change a whole lot?
There was no comments on the final, there were no comments on the final draft, and I don't believe there were any edits made thereafter, so I think it should be the same as the previous. I do have an electronic copy of that, and I will distribute that to all of you if you would rather not have paper, or you're still going to have paper, because I'm not taking it back. Questions? To my knowledge, you have not yet received the final invoice, but I anticipate that will be forthcoming shortly. Next, the pedestrian and bicycle master plan is underway. Our consultant is working on the data collection portion. I believe in the next while, and Jamie, I got your email. Apologize for not responding, but I don't have a date for when the public meetings. There will be a public meeting relatively soon, and I will make you aware of that. So the process is going forward. We did learn from the Indiana Department of Health that we can get an extension from our June 30 deadline to September the 30th, I believe. So we have asked that they prepare the paperwork to push that on out. It will likely not let us catch up the comprehensive plan to the pedestrian and bicycle plan, but it will give our consultant and ourselves more time to work through the process, and with the vision that that will give a better final product.
Will that public meeting be in a month or two?
I think so. And I do not know, we don't officially have more time, but we have a pretty good wink and a nod from the state. They said we would. It's not, the paper's not caught up yet. I'm anticipating that will slow our schedule down a little bit, because they were pushing pretty hard before, and that doesn't always produce the best outcome. Next. Those of you that were available attended an executive session to discuss the Veterans Way residential project. In that meeting, we had suggested that we would continue to try and solicit some further interest, and we did that from some potential developers, and we actually got a couple of responses saying they might be interested, but we have yet to receive any proposals from that. So based upon the information shared with you in your executive session and what we have learned subsequent to that, it is the recommendation that you all form a group to start negotiation with the one proposal that was received. In the event other proposals might happen to come along, I don't know that the first round of negotiations needs to be exclusive. And some competition is generally not a bad thing. So with that idea in mind, it is recommended that you appoint a group of 2 of you, no more, and I think the mayor is prepared to serve on that group to open a discussion with the one proposal that we have received.
Are any of our board members interested in being on that?
I'll volunteer.
Thank you, Darren.
I'll volunteer unless you want to.
Thank you. Now, I'll let you. I would entertain a motion that we accept Darren and Ken to be our members on the group. Jamie, would you say that? Jamie made a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Recognize.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries.
And I'm hopeful that that group will be able to report back to you in a month as to
Okay,
what progress is being made.
good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next item, our mayor to give us an update on the lease of Veterans Way property for agricultural production.
Okay, good evening, everyone. You should have a copy of the lease that was prepared and reviewed by Attorney Stephen to our tenants. They are the same individuals that have farmed the property for years in the past. They expressed interest in continuing to farm that set of acreage that we have, sans the 2 small parcels that are sort of directly in front of Lake Point Apartments or behind the hotel. They were like about an acre or so each, and they didn't feel that that was economically viable. So they have agreed to lease the rest of the property, and how we sort of structured it is we've based it on a competitive acreage, and then we have an agreement in there, an agreed to price per acre, should we need to purchase back that property from the lease, if you will. So part of it is that we will not spend more in purchasing back the property than we spend per year in rent gain. But that also kind of limits us to how much we can purchase back. I feel very comfortable that we will not cross it. It's about a third. We can practically bulldoze, 10 acres and have no losses. The farm that we've rented this to is very willing to do that and thought that that was fair enough. But we have agreed to a price per acre should that be necessary. We can divide it, if we're only taking 1/10 of an acre, they're willing to work with us. I'm very confident. It is a less than a 1-year lease. It's January 1st, 2021 is when this lease expires, or 2022 when this lease expires. We have prevented them in the lease from doing any double crops, which would carry over into the new year. We've prevented any livestock, and we have required or requested them to maintain the public-facing road ditches at least 3 times during the growing season, all of which at their expense and they've agreed to do. So I think it to be very fair and equitable. You all did approve Dave and I to sort of negotiate that through with them, and now it is kind of up for a motion to sign. I think we already kind of covered that before, but I am happy to answer any questions. If not, I believe you've already approved Dave to sign it, but if you would like to do that again, I don't think that's a bad thing either.
Any questions? Hearing no questions, I'd entertain a motion to accept the agreement.
I would make a motion to.
Thank you, Ken. Is there a second? Thank you, Jamie. We have a motion made and seconded. Any further question or discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you all.
Moving on to new business, we have approval of claims. We have just a few claims this evening.
Just some quick information for you. When I summarized the claims on the summary sheet, it says Veterans Way Phase 2 preliminary engineering. That is in error. That should have been construction engineering, so apologize for that.
The first claim, first claim is from American Structure Point Construction Engineering for $12,084.93. And then we have 2 regular claims from Reedy Financial Group for their services for the month of February, and then an identical claim for the month of March. Those were each $2,083.33. Subtotal of those $41.66 and 66 cents. So our total claims for this evening are $16,251.59. I'd entertain a motion to pay our bills.
So moved.
Thank you, Darren. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jamie. Those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Approval of claims. That looks like we're about at the end of our agenda. Our next meeting will be Thursday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m. right here again. Any comments or questions from board members about anything? Hearing none, we will stand adjourned. Thank you all for coming. Board members, there's a few papers to sign.